Ladies, this is a breakdown of the request for proposal that I'm sending over to you. Now, the top part here, this is primarily for the broker with Hartman, so this is sent to Jennifer Rabone. Currently, I'm working 4 deals with her, and she is really excited about the deals we have in Greenspoint that we're doing right now, and that's going to really help us get the better deal here at this space. So it reads as follows. We've been authorized by Rebecca Brown to request that you deliver us a proposal to lease office space by 5:15. We want to give them a few days to kind of digest what we're asking for. So building, your current building, 11200, initial space needs, that's your existing space. For term, we go for 7 years. I want to explain why and also how it's really a 5-year lease. The 7-year term is going to give us a lower net effective rent or lower average rent. So if we pushed it to like a 3-year lease, Hartman's going to want to get a magic number that's an average rent. And my guess is that their average rent they need to achieve here is maybe about $22 a foot. So if you had a 3-year lease, your the middle of your rent or your average rent will be close to that center. When you do a 7-year lease, you're taking that same average, but you're stretching it out over a much longer period of time. What that does is it gives you an exceptional amount of savings, especially as you go further into the lease. To give you a comparison, if you look at the rates I'm asking for here, we're asking to start at 1850. They're going to bounce back and maybe want to start a little bit higher than that, but we want to be aggressive. So we're starting at 1850 with 50 cents bumps a year. But look at where we end up at 2150. That's after 7 years. The market's going to be closer to 27, $28 if things keep trending the way that they are. And if we look at a 10-year average, that's where we'll be using the facts of where this market has been over the last 10 years. So this is an exceptional amount of savings if we push it out that far. And if you're squeamish about the 7 years, you have the right to terminate after 5 years with a 90-day written notice to the landlord. So that's a benefit because if you don't want to go 7 years, you want to just go 5, just terminate it. And we can either re-up and renegotiate, or you can move to another space. As far as your base year, this is pretty much explaining what the high watermark is for additional rent. Once we renew this lease, your base year is going to be 2014. That means that there are going to be no additional cost besides your rent that you have to pay for. Right now, you might notice a slight charge in common area maintenance, taxes, and insurance. It may be a couple $100 a month. This is going to reset your base year. Relocation options, we don't want them to relocate you without your permission. As far as renewals go, we want to renew at no more than a 5% increase from the last year. That's always very aggressive. Sometimes we get it approved, sometimes we don't. Now, as far as tenant improvements go, I need to know from you guys what tenant improvements you need to have here. So please fill out that information so that we can make sure that part's complete. This gives you the right to sublease the space, and the rest of it here is kind of just stuff that we need to put in there. Besides parking, you're going to have your existing parking. They're going to edit this, but that's a recap of this proposal. Please call me if you have any questions, and once this is approved, I will send this over.